Yeah.
Going live.
Yeah.
Live.
Oh.
Hey everybody, what's going on? So, okay, there goes the light.
It's what? I don't have it yet.
What's that?
I don't have it yet.
You don't have it yet? Okay.
No, I got it.
All right. So now that we're actually into the testing and tuning part of this, the project, and we've got about 30,000 people following this thing now. So there are more questions than answers, and there's a lot of people who've joined the party late and don't understand the concept of the car and all, or the project. So I wanted to recap all of that and then answer tech questions like this. It's so much easier than trying to do it in the comments. So if you're new to the project, what we're doing with this car, conceptually, the project began as the idea was to take a car that was a cheap car, common car, undesirable car, with all undesirable components, and turn it into something that anybody could be proud of, right? Something that looked okay, that ran strong, that did everything it was supposed to do, but do it in an extreme budget way and in an extreme budget environment. Like for instance, we have shop space, but we did the entire build on this car on gravel outside, because the least of our viewers, that's all they have available to them. We use nothing but common hand tools because the least of our viewers, that's all that's available to them. We chose the 318 because it's a throwaway. Nobody wants to bother with a 318. We have big blocks, a garage full of big blocks, 383s, threw them together, but we decided to use the 318 because nobody works with them. We went with the overdrive 833 4-speed transmission for two reasons. The first is that we plan on being able to road trip with the car, and it is completely, absolutely drivable, and also because nobody uses it. And we use the 8 1/4 rear because nobody uses them. Everybody just junk that and throw an 8 3/4 in it or throw a Dana in it. So the concept of the car was to take nothing but pure junk and turn it into a car using nothing but basic resources. So we started the build about, I don't know, early last year, and we finally finished it to where it was running. It was a functional car, trying to keep and go last October or early November. And then we had the winter, and then we had the coronavirus lockdowns and all of that. So we didn't actually get to start tuning the car until very recently, until now. So that brings us up to the video that we posted on, was it yesterday? When did we post that video? I don't even know. Sunday. We posted a video on Sunday. And that brings us up to all of the questions that any of you guys may have. So let's get started.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, listen, that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
We're going to keep this up as a regular video. This is usually our lives. We take our lives down unless there's something important in them. We take our lives down the next day. But this one here is going to stay up as a permanent video. So keep the questions only having to do with Bottle Rocket, the technical aspects of it, whatever you want to talk about as far as this Bottle Rocket goes, but nothing else. You can save those questions or comments or statements or anything for our Sunday Night Lives, which we do every Sunday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. So, okay, Uncle Kathy, start reading me questions.
I don't have any yet.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's saying hello.
Hello, everybody. Unity, what's going on, brother, man? Unity Motorsports Garage, go watch the video that he posted today. He sent me a link to it. I haven't seen it yet, but there's a whole untold story about this last Saturday, and watch that video.
Okay, so I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Hillbilly Sportsman.
Yes,
what is the compression ratio?
It's stock pistons with stock 318 heads, but they're the closed chamber heads. They're the 1967 through 69 273 318 heads. So the compression ratio works out to right about 8.99 to 1.
Final weight?
We weighed it at 3,084 pounds. And since then, I've taken 5 more pounds of it. So and that's with 2 gallons of gas in it. So minus me, the car weighs 3,079 pounds.
Are you using?
No, they're stock 318 heads.
Pinion snubber or no?
No pinion snubber.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, you only use a pinion snubber with a soft sidewall tire, and we've got radials on the car, which have a stiffer sidewall. So with that, you don't use a pinion snubber. And if you guys are curious about the science behind that, we did a video on pinion snubbers. Just search pinion snubber, and you can see a whole video that we did on that like a year ago.
Did you port the heads?
Yes, the heads are extensively ported at home. They're sized to they're ported to the stock 340 size, but they have the stock 318 valve, so 1.72 I think it is, and 1.58. I'm not even sure what the exact sizes are, but they're the stock size 318 valves that have just been back faced.
The kicking bill, $10, put it towards the
Oh,
part.
thank you, brother man. Oh, by the way, budget-wise, we've got still less than $4,000, even with the tires, we've still got less than $4,000 total in the car.
Okay, do you use any ballast in the car?
No,
Why don't you have a short throw shifter in Battle Rocket?
because we're using a freebie junkyard, $10 junkyard shifter. Because again, we're the whole purpose of Battle Rocket, the whole point conceptually behind Battle Rocket is to use nothing but junk, and that's why we've got that shifter in there.
Ace Man wants to know what's the quarter Battle Rocket would have pulled Saturday.
All right, so let's talk about times. Now you notice that we're not talking about times yet because we're not getting any times that we can actually work with yet. So I'll give you an example. The best run on Saturday, we only made 2 full runs. The first one, which was like a 977, and then the second run, which was like a 919. I don't know, whatever. Watch the video and it comes up on the scoreboard.
It's hard to see though because of my lens.
You can see it. That's how I knew what I ran.
Yeah.
I didn't take any time slips.
I don't know.
You've got them?
I got 'em.
Okay. You have to understand the 60 foot in any quarter, in any drag race, it's extremely important in an 1/8 mile, and it's very, very important in a 1/4 mile. But 1/10 of a second on a 60 foot in the 1/8 mile equals approximately a 1/2 second of ET in the 1/8 mile. The 919 equates out to like a 1430. I don't even, something along those lines. Yeah, 1430, 1435, whatever it is. But we have a severe bog coming off the starting line. I mean, a really bad bog. If you watch that second, the second hit, you can really see it. Car just noses over and then she picks up and goes. Now, if that bog was worth 1/10 of a second, the 919 would have been a 860. If it was worth 2/10, the 860 would have been an 810. If it was worth 3/10, it would have been I don't know, I'm doing the math, 780, I don't even know. So because of that bad 60 foot, it doesn't represent the actual performance of the car. And so that's why we're not stressing the numbers yet. Once we get a handle on the 60 foot, then we'll start focusing on the numbers. But it's like, it's not even close enough to call yet because it's such a severe bog. Now, normally with something like this, media-wise, right?